Okay,
so production value as quick as possible, guys. I would like to point out it is all me doing everything I can. So I'm always pleasantly surprised how successful it goes, even though we have so many technical difficulties. The tournament's fantastically hosted by eSports Wall. Please go and follow them on Twitter if you have that sort of social media and stuff. We always post on Reddit, so thanks for joining, thanks for watching, everybody who is, and it means a lot that you're enjoying this if you are.
And we're going to have Dragonshire is going to be the map that we're going to play. Final choice made by WonderCall there as to whether they wanted Cursed Hollow or Dragonshire, and opting for the Dragonshire, not a map we've seen a lot of play on actually across the last few weeks. It seems to have slipped in the pool, but good to see it picked up now.
It's always been a popular map. It's been up there with Cursed Hollow, but since Sky Temple and Tomb of the Spider Queen and even Infernal Shrines has come out, it's been falling off a little bit in popularity. Infernal Shrines, whilst it seems to be very one-sided, very snowbally in public games, in the competitive scene, it's actually quite a balanced map, and I love that map. I have about 30 games played on it, and I've only lost one of them, so I'm pretty okay with that map.
Far better than my score.
But in the meantime, we're going to have the bans coming out for WonderCall and Polando Boys. Zeratul ban out first, and Polando Boys ban out the Uther, which means WonderCall able to take that top pick tank in the Leoric. Now, Polando Boys
Go on.
will probably want to just immediately pick up the Johanna for fear of WonderCall potentially picking out their strategy and a healer, but they do end up going with Johanna and the Zagara. Which leaves WonderCall open to actually pick up the support they want and then ban out either the other one that they don't want to face against. Presumably, the two that they choose between are Rhaegar and Malfurion.
Yeah, I am actually, fingers crossed, I'm looking to see if WonderCall will pull out the strategy that has won them games in their best of 3. We do see the Rhaegar picked up, and I'm hoping we either see a Raynor pick or maybe an Arthur's pick here from WonderCall.
I think WonderCall are looking to hide their strategy. They're like what they're going to do against Polando Boys and pick pretty standard, which they end up doing with the Jaina until after the second ban phase. After the second ban phase, they can then pick up their last two heroes if they're going for something funky, say like a Tyrael Sonya, that sort of thing, which could be really, really good with the Ancestral healing out from the Rhaegar, with that jump in, and obviously Sonya being the powerhouse she can be. But without Uther there, it's unlikely. Could actually get Abatha Illidan coming out again, though.
We could indeed. I mean, they're going to have those 2 picks following up after Polando Boys going to have their double pick. So they get the band out mirrored in there. So
yeah, I mean, interesting. WonderCall already have their tank, and it doesn't look like they're going with a triple tank lineup, especially having the melee healer and Rhaegar instead of Malfurion, which is that range support. And WonderCall, I'd be surprised if they don't ban out Malfurion. In fact, they do. Yeah, so
I mean, that
was very predictable at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be Polando Boys either maybe having to look at the Karazim.
Yeah, I was going to say Karazim or Lili are the most likely, but I would love to see, okay, hear me out here. I would love to see Brightwing come out in conjunction with another support. And I'm not talking Brightwing plus Karazim, although that would be fine. I'm talking Brightwing plus Tassadar and Tyrande. Bring out all 3 of them. Just go for it.
But instead, they opt to pick up the Nazebo and the Reyna.
They're not going to go with some crazy strategy like that. They're going to go, like you say, with Nazebo and the Reyna.
And the Reyna,
which is unfortunate. I love seeing the Brightwing pick up. So when COG did it in that 4 protect Glaurung strategy in the Americas, I was so happy.
Brightwing having fallen from former grace, always a top pick initially. You would have seen that. There was a time where a Brightwing as a first pick was very, very, very common. Or even first ban out the Brightwing, but the long since changed. And a Chen coming from WonderCall.
This is exactly what I hoped from WonderCall. A bit of a pocket, a bit of something unusual coming out in this second pick phase, in this last pick phase. And Chen, he's not picked up very often, but he's very, very hard to kill if you lack disables. And a lot of disables don't take Chen out of his drinking keg. Like Reyna's push no longer takes him back. Currently, only Johanna Condemn and Blessed Shield do, and that's one character. And then after that, Chen can just start drinking again.
Yeah.
And whilst he's drinking, he gains a shield, an extra health regen, and just crazy stuff like that. And He's very strong. If
Definitely
played.
allows him to bully a lane, and if they are going to use him in one of the shrine lanes rather than the mid lane, he could instead be you just can't move him away. I mean, you're going to struggle to take that shrine and power your teams towards the Dragon Knight. So definitely a very strong pickup, even if off the wall. And I'm looking forward to seeing WonderCall do work with this.
Yeah, definitely. They pick up the Vala as the last pick for them. I mean, she's just a consistently strong ranged assassin. There's nothing more we can say about that. And I think Polando boys are really umming-ahhing about what support to take up against the Chen. I think it's kind of throwing them off a bit. But they have to choose between Karazim or Lili, and they end up going with the Lili. Which I think is very, very smart against WonderCall's lineup, since they lack any stun. Now, Chen's barrel will no longer knock Lili out of her Jug of 1,000 Cups, and the only other stun they have off that is Vala's Rain of Vengeance if she doesn't take Strafe.
Which is more likely to take the Strafe for the pure damage output. We do occasionally see the Rain of Vengeance coming out, but it's very, very niche pick there. You do tend to see Vala's opting straight for that Strafe. Jaina not even able to put down a stun, only able to put down some roots and chills. But it is interesting that Polando boys have a fully ranged comp apart from that Johanna. That Johanna is going to be the front line, everything else is going to try and sit behind. WonderCall not actually having a very strong dive either, so that Johanna might be enough to keep them back.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I am asking to see whether or not you can come into this game, but it does not look like it as it is. It's good for us to have multilingual things going on, so actually I'm going to see if I can cast this with you in the best way I can. Here you go. Sharing screens. Let's hope this doesn't mess up the stream. Fingers crossed.
Are you attempting to share screens with me? Is that how? Oh, this is something interesting. Okay.
We will see how this goes.
I'm actually in the lobby, you see, so that's why this is.
Oh yeah, you are in the lobby.
Is the Will the guy who's been?
Yeah, the Will Q is the other caster. So if you want to play for the teams, that way you can cast the game.
I don't think they really want me to be playing for them.
Yeah, I'm. There we go. 40 viewers from Poland. Okay, keep Will in then.
Okay, we'll see what we can do here with the
sharing sharing screens.
Yeah. If Polando boys do get through to the finals, though, however, I do apologise, Will, but you will need to be moving over to the restream cast there with us on mute. Just a requirement from Shark, who is our big boss man. So. I will see what we can do with the share screens for now, though. It's a little bit blurry, so I do apologise if I get anything wrong. Yeah.
I mean, would you like to shot call for this one, or will we leave that up to you? I'm happy to do either. Getting into the lobby now. We've got 2 Zagara players. Get this up for you. I'm actually just going to quickly change to the eSports full screen whilst we just wait for it to go on. So I hope everybody's enjoying the cast so far. And I'm also trying to fix the lag issues. So we lost some of the frame. I didn't lose any frames last game, but I lost a little bit of the frame rate. So see how that will go. And move this little semi-finals text here so it's more central. There we go. Oh, look at that production value. Ooh. Know what I'm doing. Let's hope Polando boys are on the left. We will see though. And let's get this game underway. 10 out of 10 players are ready. Good luck, have fun.
WonderCall are most likely to be on the left, just as they are the blue team in the lobby. So you may want to change that over while we are on.
I have this wonderful button, it's called Swap, and it does it automatically!
I get to see all the behind-the-scenes things now, guys. I can see every button he's pressing and all the little pieces he's got open. So I'm learning something new every day.
Yeah. Look at the scores! I'm having fun. This is a tool that one of my friends I met during Insomnia, his friend made. So it's very, very useful for me casting. have all this up here.
Okay, so we are going into the game now. So Dragonshire objective is to claim the 2 shrines, the Star Shrine and the Moon Shrine, on opposite sides of the map, right next to the top and the bottom lane. That allows you to take control of the shrine in the middle, which is a big dragon statue. You take control of the dragon, you become the Dragon Knight. Being the Dragon Knight is going to make you nice, strong and powerful. You can throw heroes who come too close, you can breathe fire, and you have a big axe of smashing. So you put that to work, you take down some towers, you take down some forts, you take down some keeps, and you take down some cores.
Yes, definitely. And now, early game Dragon Knights, they're not very strong. Their breathe fire still pushes quite a lot, and normally when you get the first Dragon Knight, you kind of just want to look to take a couple towers and a gate. But those late game Dragon Knights, they can really take down the core. 20-minute Dragon Knights, they can tank keeps and cores and forts and stuff. So hopefully the frames will return to me. It looks as if they're struggling along a bit, and we're going to have, as we say, Polando boys on the right here in the red team. We're going to have Kreese playing Zagara, DCTRR going to be playing that Lily Zadoon on the Johanna, Prisbly on the Reyna, and Roko Waney, the captain, on that Nazebo.
And over on the blue team, once again, we have WonderCall, we have Cryman rocking the Chen, the off-the-wall pick. We have, I'm just waiting for it to update on my screen, we have Tatsi, who is on the Leoric. We have Narksaft, who appears to be on the Jaina. Please tell me if I'm right or not. I can't tell because the screen has gone away. We have Nick, once again, rocking the Vala, which leaves Flamwe. Oh, I have lost the screen, so I can't do
I've had to stop sharing that. It's lagging me out too much, I'm afraid. So we're not going to have Nick for this cast again. I apologise for that, but it does mean we do keep our 40 Polish viewers with Will Q being able to cast that. So yeah. In the end, we have Tatsei on the Leoric and Pflaumi, who is there standing on that Rhaegar or WonderCall. Our reigning champions up against Polando boys, who are a really strong Polish team. We've seen them be really dominant so far, so yeah. Still losing a lot of frames, just wait for it to stabilise itself, guys. It'll be fine. Bit of an engagement happening here in mid. Good zombie wall coming out from Zrokwaney. Rocco Waney. I need to get better at saying his name. Meanwhile, Chen versus Zagara up in the top lane. The Chen's actually going to do okay in this lane. He's able to clear creep quite effectively, as well as just constantly heal up all of that pressure that comes out of the Zagara, and she's not going to be able to do really much at all to stop him being able to be in lane. Now, bottom shrine taken for WonderCall, top for the Polish team. Polando boys. I hope I've actually got that right. Let me just double check. Yep, Polando boys. Here we go, guys. Meantime, I'm going to miss a kill on the Chen in the top lane. Zagara plus the Reyna are going to pick that up. I am terribly sorry for that. Checking my settings and I missed the first blood. Oh, I'm terrible. Meantime, we're going to get the multi-shot builds coming out of Vala. Not necessarily the most common these days, as we tend to get more Hungering Arrow and right-click builds. Multi-shot, still a consistently good build. Bit of a serpent build coming out of Lily here as well. Chen's going to return to the top lane. And potentially going to get picked off by the Johanna Reyna Zagara, but he's pretty close to him. I don't think anything of detriment. Just drinking as these towers have lost all of their ammo up in top lane. Leoric's going to come in and try and help the Chen out. But I'm not too sure to what effect. Meanwhile, we have a 3-man push for WonderCall down in bottom lane. Taking out Thornton. Crime is actually going to get caught out again on the Chen. Going to get picked off by the Reyna. The Condemn, and the body block out from the Johanna was just flawless. Can't really say much more than that. You're going to get Pflaumi on that Rhaegar, really hammering down the towers, and they're going to take the entire gate in bottom lane before the entire gate falls up in top lane. So trading pretty evenly. However, with those 2 kills, Polando boys are ahead of WonderCall. Bit of a fight here actually for these Siege Giants. Flamme on that Rhaegar is going to get picked off. Fantastic zombie wall to block off the Jaina, plus the Vala. Jaina's going to get picked up. Siege Giants are going to go to the way of Polando boys. Vala's probably going to get killed by the Reyna. Not quite. She's able to vault herself away. Meanwhile, Cryman going to get knocked back by the Reyna, not able to jump himself over, and he's going to try and drink to stay alive, but that's going to be all she wrote, and it's 5 kills to 0. WonderCall struggling in this game against Polando boys. Really, really good show from them. Still got these talents up here, so we continue with the Serpent build out from the Lily, but the first Dragonite's going to be picked up by Zadoon on that Johanna, ready to push mid and take the wall. Notice his positioning right up here, not taking damage from this bottom tower. Really important to note for those of you looking to improve your Dragonite play. Kicking out those who can, but constantly using his Breathe Fire and positioning himself to take as little damage as possible. Meanwhile, Zagara's pushing this top lane really hard. Nakshaft on that Jaina not able to counter his push, and with the Siege Giants that were contested and taken for the side of Polando boys, they're actually helping push this bottom fort really hard as well. Dragonite's going to transition himself up to top, not being slowed by the fort's attacks yet, as a result of the Hunter-Killer from Zagara soaking those shots, but he's going to be having to back off and wait for the next creep wave. The Dragonite timing out here, which is ideally what you want from a Dragonite, instead of running out of health. That means you've got the most use out of it as possible as far as flame breaths. And potential distraction for the enemy team goes. Now, level 7 finally coming out here for WonderCall. Polando boys are already halfway through level 9. A little bit of a worry for them. Good. Taking their hard camp are Polando boys now. WonderCall going to have to defend against that in mid. Talents coming out here. We're going to have the full-on multi-shot build, searing attacks coming out from Vala. Chen, I'm going to go over his talents because he's an unusual pick. The Regen Master, all the health. Swift Reflexes, it's effectively block. It's a much better block. You get 4 charges instead of 2, and it prevents all damage instead of just half damage. We're going to get the Ghastly Reach out of Leoric and Hardened Bones. Polando boys moving in to aggressively take the siege camp of WonderCall. WonderCall not able to do anything to stop this. Polando boys now reaching level 10. WonderCall just have to play really defensive, and yeah, that's about it. We have no stuns coming out of WonderCall at this point, and yet the Nazebo still took Gargantuan. Now Gargantuan can do more damage than Ravenous Spirit, but Ravenous Spirit just does so much so quickly in a team fight. It's actually probably a stronger ultimate against a lineup such as WonderCall's, which has no stuns. Kryman doing wonders on his Chen, despite having been picked up twice. 2 of the 5 deaths. Oh, sorry, 3 of the 5 deaths. We're still yet to find a kill. This hard camp that Polando boys have picked up in bottom are going to be able to push this fort, and that's going to be 1 fort down already. 6.5 minutes into this game. Meanwhile, we're going to have Blessed Shield coming out from Johanna. A fantastic condemn there. Zombie Wall blocking off the Rhaegar and the Vala. Vala's going to get picked up. That's the 6th kill. And that was a really good setup. Johanna just coming through the grass here, popping that Blessed Shield, stunning out all 3, or at least the Vala and the Rhaegar, and that's going to be all she wrote for the Vala with the condemned stun to... Looks to be a second Dragonite coming out of Polando boys. Tatsei on the Leoric, doing what he can to stall this out, and I think WonderCall are just going to have to try and position themselves as best as possible to just stall this out. I don't think they can take any of the shrines at this point. Multi-shot build coming out from the Vala is actually quite clever, thinking about the Johanna blinds plus the Lily blinds. They're just able to lock out an auto-attack build for a ridiculous amount of time. But Tatsei on that Leoric actually taking a lot of damage, going to be Ancestral here, but the Chen with the barrel is going to come out and actually push a Johanna away from the team, take a lot of damage from the Hyperion coming down, as is the Vala, who has activated her Strafe. The Chen doing what they can, they actually slow down and lock down the Johanna and kill her out, but this means the Zagara is going to be free to take the Dragon Knight. The second Dragonite for Polando boys, a Gargantuan almost taking out Kryman on the Chen, but WonderCall got their first kill. They're still in this game, they're only a level behind, about a level and a half almost. They have all their ultimates, and as you can see, all were used there to great effect, all for both teams other than Devouring Maw. And the Johanna was picked up, they lost the Dragonite, but that was a one fight for WonderCall, and that's going to help keep them in this game. Nick on the Vala going to go straight to bottom lane to push that out and soak. And the Dragonite is trying to take the top fort, while the rest of Polando boys kind of harasses and tries to potentially take the mid. The Chen jumping over the Nazebo here. Fantastic zombie wall to lock out the Rhaegar here. Meanwhile, Kryman on that Chen is still slowing and blocking out the Nazebo. Johanna comes back in, having come back alive. Gargantuan popped, doing a lot of damage to Jaina, taking a lot of harass damage there from the zombie wall from the Gargantuan. And no kill picked up, but good potential coming up of our reigning champions, WonderCall, who are struggling in this matchup versus Polando boys. Would love to see this go to a best of 3, but unfortunately only a best of 1 until the finals. Whoever wins this does advance to those finals. And this is the mid and the top fort falling. 6 kills to 1, 6 forts to 3. WonderCall looking like they're going to have to do something really special to come back in this game. Contention for the Giants, but I don't think WonderCall can do this. I think it kind of has to be given up to Polando boys. In fact, it does. Kryman just jumping himself to safety there. Meanwhile, level 13 talents, in fact level 14 out for Polando boys, but the talents going to get the Toes of Hugeness, Burning Rage out for Johanna, Shrink Ray from the Lily. The Penetrating Ring gains extra charge from the Rainer instead of Giant Killer, which is normal, we'll see. Hard Camp stolen here for Polando boys. Kryman not able to block that. And we're going to get Mutalisks instead of the extra damage onto the Hunter Killer Hydralisks from the Zagara. WonderCall just trying to soak the lanes as best they can right now. They need to keep doing what they're doing, which is at this point they needed to have done this earlier, and that's to kind of stop the hemorrhaging of experience and blood, which they've been suffering. They've just been almost giving away kills, although Polando boys have been fantastic with their positioning and rotation, so there's not really much WonderCall could have done. However, like I say, they need to keep doing what they're doing, which is not giving kills. It's playing defensively and harassing, but then not overextending. And we're going to get the Zagara Creep Tomb actually spot out Nick coming down here. There's a contestation for this bottom shrine. Leoric coming in. Fantastic march to Black King, landing on 3 for the first swing, 2 for the next 2. He's going to have to drop down low, but we get the Ancestral Healing come down on him. Meanwhile, Kryman's Chen in the background took the barrel, not Storm Earth and Fire, so not able to stay alive as a result of that. Zagara's more whiffs, but a huge amount of damage coming out of the Johanna, and that Rainer closely following. The strafe coming out of the Vala. Nick doing what he can to kill out the Johanna, but probably going to die here. Blind, almost picking up Nick on that Vala. Meanwhile, flying on the Rhaegar, caught between a Lilian and the Zebo. Bit rough here. Nick's going to get caught by the Zagara. One right click's going to be enough to kill her. Rhaegar's going to get caught by the Condemned, and he's going to die. Next Shaft's Jaina, the only one able to get out, and actually taking that channeled barrage from the ranged Bruiser Camp mage creep there. And then his beard and his rose. Paint the roses red! Good old Alice in Wonderland. But anyway, we are getting into it, and that's going to be the third Dragonite in a row, 11.5 minutes into the game, almost 12-minute mark, for the side of Polando boys, who haven't done, who've done a lot of structure damage to this bottom wall. Not much to the top, although all the ammo's gone, and again, not much to the middle at all. And they're in fact going to use this Dragonite to push in bottom, where the most structure damage has been done, which makes a lot of sense. I'm going to quickly show the talents here before this inevitable fight comes out. We're going to get the first enemy hit by Penetrating Round from Rainer stuns. The build is an older build that we're actually seeing take a bit of resurgence with Rainer's popularity. Herbal Cleanse, stop out the slows. Vala taking a lot of damage, able to tap the well, same with Tatsi on that Leoric. Opposing Presence come out, and leaping the spiders. The Hyperion is going to come down, do a lot of siege damage to this keep and the tower. Both are going to fall, but we have a bit of engagement here. Vala doing what she can. The Chen's going to get, so the Rhaegar's going to get kicked away. Leoric's going to have to Wraith Walk himself away as best he can. Ancestral Healing comes down on the Rhaegar to save himself out, I believe, or at least maybe on the Jaina. She's going to get caught out though. The Condemned stopping her and slowing her down. Leoric's March to the Black King doing a huge amount of work, healing himself up and doing a lot of damage, but it's just not enough. Leoric's probably going to get picked up here, not quite. Chen, in the meantime, Kryman's slowing down the Johanna as best she can, but the Lily's just going to keep her alive, and that's one kill for 0. In fact, the Vala's going to get picked up there by the Hunter Killers out from the Zagara and the Mutalists, doing that little bit of extra work needed. And that's one keep down, 12 kills to 1 for the, against WonderCall, our reigning champions. Polando boys really showing dominance in this match. And I don't think WonderCall know how to respond to this. Leoric, the Tatse playing his Leoric. This is going to take a lot of damage out from the Rainer there. A couple right clicks plus a penetrating round takes him down to about quarter of his. Meanwhile, all the ultimates Bar Hyperion are up for Polando boys. We're just waiting on March of the Black King for Leoric. About the same cooldown as a Hyperion from Reina. And I think with all ultimates, the Hyperion included, we will see another fight coming down. Sorry for that. Kryman jumping in, but fantastic devouring maw, landing on the two tanks, which leaves Nick, the Vala and the Jaina really, really exposed. But Chen Barrel coming down, the Blessed Shield actually whiffing that fight. Leoric's March of Black King coming through and doing a huge amount of damage. We're going to have the Ancestral Healing on the Chen, actually able to pick up the Nazebo whilst the Leoric falls. Chen's going to die as well, to the huge amount of damage coming out of that Reina and the Zagara. Nick on that Vala, going to be picked off by the Johanna blind. The shield glare, I believe it's called. Yeah, shield glare. Just double checking there. And that's going to be the wall taken by Polando boys. We're just going to retreat and take their 4th Dragon Knight of the game. This is a 15-minute Dragon Knight. It means it's getting pretty strong. Right, we're going to have Johanna wait and stall this out. Wait until this hard camp is at least engaged before taking this. Potentially going to wait for this hard camp as well. She's still waiting, positioning herself here. The Reina's going to scout out, make sure nobody comes to contest this. But the Dragon Knight will be taken as late into the game as possible to make it as strong as possible. Waiting for all ultimates to come off cooldown probably for as long as possible. And all the counts to be taken. So this is very, very tactical play here. And the Zebo's come back alive. And now the Johanna's going to take it. Wait for the full 5-man squad to be alive. And waiting all that time when they're in such a comfortably strong position is so good. It means the Dragon Knight's going to be even stronger for the extra half a minute, 40 seconds that they waited. Plus they're going to be at a full team strength with all 5 members alive. Now level 20 coming out, we're going to have double Voltastorm, Kung Fu Hustle, Nexus Frenzy, and of course that Indestructible Blast of Johanna. Very typical talents, Kung Fu Hustle being one of the strongest level 20 talents, one of the strongest storm talents in the game as they're called. Chen drinking, see what he can do. Kryman gonna activate his keg, and in which case dodge the Zagara more, but he's going to get killed almost immediately after activating it, and the Dragon Knight's just going to focus the core, and that's going to be it. Polando boys, GG out. The reigning champions, WonderCall,
so the Kings
dominated.
have fallen.
16 kills to 2 there. Wow.
Not just fallen. They say the bigger you are, the harder they fall, and it does feel like WonderCall have just fallen from a great height. Our reigning champions for 2 weeks and being taken out by the newcomers Polando boys. So Poland putting up a very strong performance today.
Meant to be a strong team in Poland, and they're really showing that this tournament. They've been dominating. I mean, their first game was probably their closest, and even then they not crushed, but they really destroyed their opponents in a way that against 100% land win rate. I think they put up the best fight so far.